Hello, how you doing, folks? Nice to see you if you're looking in. My once weekly fiddle workshops during coronavirus lockdown. That's 19 weeks I've been doing this for now. So yeah, some tunes I haven't done before, all by members of the Gow family. I'm going to start with one by Nathaniel Gow, and it's a jig called Margaret Brown's Favourite. So if you're looking in, nice to see you. It's been a bit of a dreich kind of day. I was going to go hill walking this morning, but I took a look out and you couldn't see the hills, so I didn't go anywhere. Just floating about with some music today. So, I think the best thing is just to let you hear the tune for a start, and then we'll go through it a few times slowly and see where we end up. So, Margaret Brown's Favourite by Nathaniel Gow. It's a good tune, nearly so well kent as some of his other pieces. But I have heard this played on like some of his other stuff I've been recording. Nathaniel Gow's compositions over the last few weeks, and there's a lot of his music I've never played before. Some of it's really quite tricky. Found quite a few tricky reels the last couple of days that really made me have to concentrate. But this tune's not too bad. It's in D, which is a kind of nice G. It's a nice accessible key. So I'm going to play it through once just to give you a taste of the tune, and then play it through slowly a few times for you to kind of sit in and try and play along if you want. So there is one or two folk looking in. So nice to see you. This is Margaret Brown's Favourite. There you go, good going tune that. So I think what I'm going to do is just, we'll play it through slowly a few times, and then I'll maybe touch it a little bit upon just the style of playing jigs, certainly how I play them. It's not that complicated, but trouble is, on a Scottish tune actually, by looking at the manuscript, the notation, it's only part of the story. It's got the melody. It doesn't really convey anything about the character or how much lift, how much accent is required. For instance, most players will be probably well aware that if you look at the music, Scottish fiddle music for jigs, triplets are kind of one of the key things that you find either way through them, more or less, most of them. You'll notice that the triplets are actually written as equal notes, 3 quavers. But how you play them is quite different. It's some music, you see it printed, it tells you the odd triplet should be played like that. I'm not sure if that's how it was played or it was as a reminder, but certainly when we were playing, growing up and playing with the Bankery Suspension Reel Society, your triplets were always dot the first note, semi-quaver in the middle, and then a quaver at the end. So you get this kind of, rather than so it's more like this. So you get the idea. So it gives you quite a lot of lift. It's certainly a more distinctive feel to it, and I mean that's pretty much how we play them in Aberdeenshire, really. But you find that is the same all over Scotland, really. I wouldn't say it's a uniquely northeast thing nor Highland thing. It's just that tends to be how folk play jigs, and there is some variation from player to player, and it might be a little more distinctive in some places. But that's pretty much how you play your triplets. So anyway, let's go through the tune a couple times, nice and slow, and then we'll come back and look at these triplets. And again, a bit slower. Made an erse of that both times round at the end. Near the end yet. It's better, okay. I'm not infallible. I'm well aware of that. But of course, if I post tunes, I've been posting on Nathaniel Gow's tunes. I'm up to 91 I've done in the last couple of weeks, and tomorrow I will have hit the century. I'll head in about 100. But if you actually saw what normally happens, I get through a tune and have to stop and go back, or I'll go through and think that wasn't good enough and go back. So I definitely make mistakes, but hopefully that gets worked out in practice. So there you go. Anyway, Margaret Brown's favourite. Yeah, playing a jigs, it's a funny thing. I mean, as a player, when I had teachers, there was Angus Shaw for Banchory. I went to him for about 6 months or so, and then I got lessons for Dougie Lawrence. And this is in addition to playing along with the Banchory Spain Royal Society and going to concerts and festivals and competitions. But as regards being taught, neither of my teachers actually taught me how to play jigs. I reckon if they were thought too lightweight and they weren't often included in the competition classes, you would find a slow air, march, strathspey and reel, and sometimes hornpipe. So that was the kind of tunes that we tended to work on. So I was never really taught how to play jigs, but how I play them is really based on how everybody else round about me played them. When you were playing with a group of big players, most of which were certainly older than you, you just kind of picked up the style. And so the playing of the triplets like that is really based on what everybody else was doing and just soaking it up as a youngster. So that's fairly typical, I would say. I mind years ago when they had the first Glenfiddich Scottish Fiddle Championship, the leader of the Highlands Strathspey Reel was speaking about how they played jigs in the Highlands, and I can mind watching it thinking, well, that's pretty much the same as we play them down here. So I think it is a Scottish-wide thing. When you're playing your jigs, you get the triplets. Dot the first note, I would tend to err on double dotting it, so it's longer in reality than it even looks. So a bit like this. Rather than I'm not deliberately trying to make it sound heavy-footed and flat-footed, but it just naturally feels a bit like that. The other way I think gives it far more lift, and it is something you should bear in mind when you're playing. Things like tempo, is this an appropriate speed to play a jig for dancing till? It should certainly be in the back of your mind. If you're playing as a soloist or playing at concerts with a band, it's not so important, you've got some flexibility, but if it's a dance tune, it should be something that's considered somewhere in the equation. The speed I played it at for a start, that's kind of the speed I would play that. I think that's probably fair enough, although some folk, when they're dancing in the Royal Scottish Country Dance Society meetings in clubs, some folk like them really quite steady, so it can vary from place to place. If you're playing for a Ceilidh dance, Hell for Leather probably does fine, but that's probably quite a good speed for a lot of Scottish country dancers. I would tend personally to play it a wee bit quicker. So we'll play it a couple of times through again. It's a good tune, so why not? Let's play it again. First time steady. Once again, hopefully for folk that are maybe nice advanced to get a feel for it, and then I'll pick it up again and hang on to the best of your ability. So here we go. Margaret Brown's Favourite. That's a lovely tune. So try and play it with a bit of lift. Thinking about that there, I certainly have a wee bit of a break between the first and second note in the triplets, which helps add a bit of air into things, gives you a sense of space. And when I'm cracking on through that, it's often a problem I find with pupils. The middle note being the shortest, when you're crossing strings, they can almost nae be played clearly enough. They're very short, but it's important that you catch them firmly enough that the note sounds out. So when you get this middle note is in for your crossing from, say, the A to the E and back to the A, that middle note, you haven't got a lot of time, but it's still important that you catch that note clearly. If you see what I mean. So that top note that I was playing in that passage, for on a jig, that will be one of the things I notice with my pupils, or when I'm judging, that sometimes that middle note, it's not that it's not being played, it's just caught so finely that it doesn't really sound out with the louder notes round about it. So make sure that the notes are coming out clearly. So when I say there's a wee bit of a space between the first and second note in the triplet, you get the idea? Every triplet exactly the same. There's no variables in style. They tend to be exactly the same every time, and you will not go far wrong with that. So I'm going to hit up the phone here and change the page. I'm kind of conscious that I didn't play things exactly the same if I'm playing it from memory. So I'm going to try and play the same as the music that I posted earlier. So here we go. So this is a tune by one of Nathaniel's brothers. As I remember it, I think there was 4 sons. Neil Gow had 4 sons, Nathaniel being the 4th, and he had 3 daughters. And as far as I know, all 4 of the boys played the fiddle. I can't speak for the girls because I just didn't can. I'm trying to think, have I seen any compositions by them? No, I don't think I have. But all of the boys wrote good tunes. Now, Nathaniel Gow wrote a reel called Miss Dundas of Arniston, but his brother also did. William Gow wrote a tune called Miss Dundas of Arniston, which is actually the far better Kent tune. They're both good tunes, but this one is the best known of the two. So it's, yeah, a wee bit tricky this, so we'll take our time, but it's a great tune, really nice tune. So, William Gow's Miss Dundas of Arniston. Tune that. But again, it's a wee bit tricky, and taking a bit of time to work out the kinks is probably time well spent. So I think with this, let's just play it through nice and slow. I've marked in a few 4th fingers. Your cranny, that's what you would call it in Aberdeenshire, your cranny, your 4th finger. This saves having to cross strings. So for using that 4th, it keeps a wee passage on one string. So it makes the bowing hopefully a little easier. So I'm speaking about bits like... So it makes things a bit easier. So the 4th is a useful tool to use. A lot of folk are a wee bit insecure with them. Certainly with my pupils, I notice that it's one thing, it's a constant problem, and you have to keep encouraging them to stretch that 4th finger up. They have the excuse is they're probably not full grown, they've got shorter fingers, but it's a useful thing to be able to play. And of course you can warm up notes, especially open E's and A's. If you're playing slow airs, that 4th gives a bit more warmth to the tone. So let's go back, nice and steady with the real Mrs. Dundas of Arniston. Nice big pause, we're playing slow. So there you go. That's a good tune, that, but a little bit tricky. Things like, because it's in C, the first finger moves. Well, obviously it moves, but it's in a different place. It's pulled back on the E string. On the A string, it's nay. So there's that movement. While on the very first bar, the last note of the bar, you've got to pull. You've got to flatten that B. So it's clever, actually. Yeah, an intelligent, well thought out tune, but it's got a distinctive sound. There's a lot of reels you hear that it's not that they're bad tunes, but they sound like lots of other tunes, and you could sort of say that about lots of different composers. All the great composers have got lots of tunes that sound like other tunes that they wrote, but they all had tunes that really stood out. And William, if this was the only tune he ever wrote, he was doing well, because it's a really cracking tune. I think it's a nice, elegant thing. But nae that easy. So second half. So I've added a couple of slurs into that bar, first bar and the last line, just to give a wee bit of contrast, because otherwise there's quite a lot of just up and down, and I think the odd slur helps add a little bit of fluency into the feel of the tune. Right, I think, yeah, just practice. Same old story, there's no shortcuts. How does it get better? Why do you sound good? Yeah, practice. You practice so it doesn't sound like you need practice, but practice is the bottom line, and that means that you're prepared. So something like this, it gets better with perseverance, just like on a tune, no shortcuts. Right, let's go back to the beginning. So first time through, steady. Second time we'll pick up the tempo a wee bit. Miss Dundas of Arniston. Again, actually, when you play this sort of thing, I feel I should mention about the notes aren't played exactly as they're written. Begins to sound like a Scottish music lark. It's quite complicated. It can be because a huge amount of the feeling of the music is nae written on the music. So if I play this second bit. accents, I'm kind of trying to over accent them just to illustrate the point. You've got these wee snaps for the note values are not actually completely equal. There's a wee snap of the wrist that gives the music a wee bit of lift. So it's worth bearing in mind. Careful not to try and overdo it, because that is something that I find if I tell pupils you need to put a bit of snap into that, almost always it's overdone, and that's actually about as bad as nae accents at all. So be careful, tasteful. It should sound natural and it should be something that's noticeable. The listener should get a sense of lift, but shouldn't be aware that you're kind of adding a bit of snap into the tune. Right, let's have a look. Last tune. And this is going to be a slow strathspey. This is called The Bridge of Ballater. Now, I'll look at my chime there. Right. Slow strathspey. I've seen this played as a just a dance strathspey, but I've seen it written as a slow strathspey. I prefer it as a slow strathspey, I'll be quite honest with you. So I'll just play it through. I'll let you hear a listen. So nice tune that by Neil Gow. So that bridge would have been the bridge that was built by Francis Facherson and Minoltry, the first bridge of Ballater, and that was really because the Pananich Wells spa was going great guns, and it was to help folk get across there. Otherwise you were going much further down the day to cross or take a boat. So it was to make things a bit easier and just improve the area. Around about that time was when the actual village of Ballater was founded, so it was quite a new village, relatively speaking, in Deeside. So the Bridge of Ballater, and I can't help but think that this might be about the time that Neil Gow went up to Aberdeen to get his fiddle repaired by Joseph Ruddyman, the fiddle maker, and it was at that point he bought the Nathaniel Gow fiddle, which I've got at home, 1777. So I'll let you check the dates. I have a funny feeling it's around about that time. So slow strathspeys, not as slow as a slow air, nor as quick as a dance strathspey, and it's got the character of strathspey, so things like the updriven bow really clearly defined and really extreme in their execution, and it's got the expression of a slow air. So you've got louds and softs, you've got flexibility and tempo. So you'll find, I mean, in this particular tune, every 2 bars is a phrase. So 2 bars, there's a bit where you can almost take a breath before you move on. It never completely stops. You lift the bow for staccatos and updriven bows, but you didn't really overdo the pausing as such. So staccato rather than slur. So rather than going this type of thing, just stop the bow on the down. On the up, you lift the bow, so it's a bit like an updriven bow. That's the updriven bow. Okay, so let's go through it. Try and keep tea to me. Yeah, it's a slow strathspey, so we'll just play it at its speed. But the tempo was variable. But every 2 bars, you push and pull within that. The degrees vary depending how you want to express it. Some bits you'll push it harder than others. Other bits you'll be moving quite slow. But there is, every 2 bars is a phrase. You kind of ease up at the end of that. It's like a singer taking a breath. Okay? Best way to think of it. First phrase. Second phrase. It's a good tune. I like that. You don't hear it played very often, but I've played it a few times now. For Friday night Live for the Lounge concerts that we do. I've played it for that, and once I finish this, I am going to go and record a thing for the Fackerson clan. Ballater Games is cancelled. Every Highland Games in Scotland's cancelled this year because of the coronavirus. So they're having a virtual clan gathering, so I'm going to record a wee piece for them just after I finish here. So I'll be going to want to put my kilt on and get girded up for that. And this will be one of the tunes because the chief of the Ballater Games is Captain Alwyn Fackerson of Invercald, the chief of the Fackerson clan. So we'll be trying to theme the music around about the district and actually the clan as well. So things like Invercald, Invereye, Balmoral, these were our traditionally Fackerson lands up on D side. So let's play it again, and I think that's probably enough. Slow to Spey, it's one of the hardest things to get right because of this variation in tempo. It's very easy and quite common when I'm judging that the my teeth are falling out, I think. The competitors they often get wrong is how to sort of style it, and you'll often find that they're played like slow airs, which they're nae, they're space, but they're performance tunes. They're there to be listened to. And although I have played a slow spey occasionally for dancing to, nae because I chose to, because they were in the sets, the person that had put the sets together, I would never play a slow spey as a dance tune because they'll lose a huge amount of their character. They sound best as slow space. So they're performance pieces, but of course, like on a other spey, you could dance them if you like, but they were never meant to be used as such. Right, once to do this again to finish, and then we'll call it a night. Right, the Bridge of Ballater. Third last bar, watch the run o semi-quavers. Important that the bow and the fingers are absolutely in tandem for that. They need to be like that, absolutely linked together. If one's slightly off with the other, it'll be sloppy sounding. So if it is, slow it down and practice it nice and steady. So thanks for looking in, folks. As I said, I'm going to do a wee recital for the Fackerson clan, but I'll be here next week with some tunes. There is not a shortage of music that we can work on, so yeah, I'll come up with something nice to play next week. If you've enjoyed it, you want to stick some in at the tip jar, it's www.paypal.me/Paul Anderson Shona Dawn. And we will be here on Friday night for Live for the Lounge, starting at 8 PM UK time, with music, fiddle tunes, songs, a bit of nonsense, what's in the box, stuff like that. So thanks for looking in, folks, and we'll see you next week. Cheers. Have a good night. Oh, sugar. There we go. There it is.